Are you dreaming about traveling the world with bikes and vans, but you're not sure how big van you need for your lifestyle? Then this video is for you, because I'm gonna compare all of my vans that I've been traveling all around Europe with the last 5 years. Let's check it out! For this video, I've actually put on my dirt bike tires. The bike gets a little bit higher and I want to be fair in the comparison, because I know some people use the dirt bike tires, other has Supermoto tires, and then the bike gets a little bit lower. So today for comparison, I've chosen the dirt bike tires. Over the years, I've owned 3 legendary Volkswagen vans. We got the Volkswagen Crafter, the Volkswagen Transporter and the Volkswagen Caddy. Stay to the end of this video and I'm gonna reveal exactly how much I paid for these vans, because you might get surprised. We start with a small one. Yeah. I actually bought this van because me and my dad were going to Iceland this summer and we needed a small van that we could take on the ferry. So it was actually cheaper to buy this Volkswagen Caddy than to buy tickets for the Volkswagen Crafter. The reason we picked the Maxi is because we couldn't have gone with a regular Caddy. It's way too small. A friend of mine, Lucio, actually has the small Caddy. He has removed the wall between the seats and the cargo space, so he can roll the bike all the way forward, and he has to put up the front wheel of his bike between the seats. A regular Caddy works. I don't think it works for 2 people. So we decided to go with a Caddy Maxi. If you're planning to buy a Caddy Maxi, you get low fuel consumption and you get low tax. It's a kind of cheap car overall, but you will sacrifice space. It would be a lot of hassle just to get the bike in. And I think this van is good for hauling 1 bike. You can do 2 bikes, but it's a hassle, especially with dirt bike tires. Supermotos, kinda easy. I think it's really nice just if you go on solo adventures. This car is a really nice daily though. Of all of these 3 vans, this is the only one that feels like a regular car. So this is actually the most comfortable car to drive around the city. But let me show you the cockpit. So as you see, it's like driving a Volkswagen Golf. The fuel consumption of this car is around 6 liters per 100 kilometers. It's only 2 seats. If you buy this, it's you and a pal and no one else. One thing that is really nice with this van is you have a lot of space. Just gonna throw out some shit. So it's really nice to have this part right here. You can store a lot of stuff. It goes under the cargo here. So this storage compartment is really nice because the van is kind of small, but it's nice to store stuff under the seats. Speaking of storage, we have a storage compartment on the top here. Up here you can store snacks for the journey and, you know, some drinks. So it's really nice to have accessible storage while you're sitting here driving. All right, let's jump back to the cargo. Come on, let's go. This is not much space for me to move around. I could never in my life live in a van like this. As you can see, the height of this van is not good. When you stand around with your bikes like this, it's okay for a couple of seconds. But when you're like hustling to move in your bags and get everything in, and you have 2 bikes and it's hot outside and you get sweaty, and it's not nice to have a short height in your van. So that's why I like this van for, you know, regular errands, going to ride outs close. All right, let's get the bike and load it up. Oh no, wait, Volkswagen didn't realize you want to open the door. So you have to remove the panels and press this. What is this? They didn't put handles to open. What the f? If you're getting out, you need to use the side door. And that's a big minus, Volkswagen. I thought better of you. But now it's time to load up the bike. Okay, so this is the first try. Let's try if it works. Oh no, it doesn't work. You have to compress the suspension. I really don't like this part, but if you have motocross tires, you have to do it like this. So I grab my bolt straps like this, put them over the handlebar, hook them up to the crash protectors like this. Gotta be really strong. So now we can try. You will just get it in. And here's the problem. When you are inside here, it's like no space to turn because you can't lean the bike so much. Now I'm a little bit on the right side and I want it in the middle. So now I have to drive it back and forth and just, you see what I'm doing? Small steps like this. Now we're in the middle, so we push it through. As you can see, compressed suspension works. But you're gonna scratch your roof. When I have my Supermoto wheels on, it's usually no problem to get it in. It's almost the same height with Supermoto wheels uncompressed as this one is with compressed suspension on the dirt bike tires. But I'm gonna show you one more tip. I'm just gonna get out and squeeze my hands to death. Okay, yeah, as you can see, this is the problem. I'm not even exaggerating. The last tip I can give you is to tilt the handlebar down to get more space. We had to do both of these things on my Husaberg 250 because it's a bit higher than this bike. So let's go here, grab the good stuff. Some new tools to loosen the... and then you just tilt it down like this. And now you got more space. As you can see, it's possible to sleep in this van. Really nice. I fit a 140 centimeters mattress here when I was sleeping in this van. And then, of course, you have to have the bike on the outside of the van. So you have to chain it up to the van so it doesn't get stolen. So if you get small mattress, you can sleep beside your bike. I always like sleeping beside my bike. Just remember to have panels here, because when I fell with my bike, I scratched this part and I made a dent on the outside of the van. So this is the aftermath of falling with the bike without panels in the van. The stock panels are kind of thin, so if you have a bike leaning towards the wall, it's gonna scratch up the panels and eventually make dents on the outside. You can just cut out plywood and put on the inside, and that's a really nice upgrade that's gonna save you from dents in the end. This has happened on many vans. And now we're moving up to the medium one. Woo! Supermoto Tours has his legendary vehicle, the Volkswagen Transporter T5 Baby Blue. This van right here has been through so many adventures. Me and my friend Coffee Customs has been all around Europe with this van. Now this van is a crazy ass tank. This van has been down in the ditches in the winter. We are taking it off-road. It has some minor damage, no problem. So yeah, this is basically a tank. This van has literally been through everything. This is the first van that we got for the Supermoto adventures. This is the long wheelbase one. There is a shorter and it stops about here, but this is the long wheelbase. We have even removed the inner roof here to get some extra space. It's a lot more space than a Caddy Maxi. You never have to compress the suspension, and it's easy to fit 3 bikes in this van. We wrapped it with cloth like this. This is what I mean when I say get good panels. As you can see, the handlebars has torn here, but if we wouldn't have had these panels, we'd have gone through the stock panels and the handlebar would have punched dents and will be seen on the outside of the car. And here we go, we are now in the cockpit. Usually there is one seat here and a double seat here, but the position of the double seat is way too much forward. So if you're a little bit taller like me, you're going to sit like this with your knees touching this part, and it's not nice. So we switched up. My buddy Kling gave us these seats. We have custom welded these brackets here to fit these seats. Switching to comfortable seats is almost a must in the Volkswagen Transporter. The captain chair, the stock one, is also really nice. It has the armrest that goes down here, which is really nice that this one doesn't have, but you can buy aftermarket ones and mount them on any chair. Yeah. Oh my god, I can just feel it! I've been through so many adventures with this van. This car also has a really high sentimental value for me, but you know, just listen to me. We have a lot of storage back there, but it's no storage compartment up here except for this little storage box up here. On the double seat, you can fold up the seat and you will have a box inside of the double seat where you can store stuff. If you change to seats like this, you can actually store some stuff under here. Now it's time to load up the bike. Let's go! I'm just gonna put this back. There we go. Whoop! Basically no problem at all to roll the bike in, and we have dirt bike tires on, so it's extra high. Since the roof is a little bit taller, you can actually sway the bike like this. You see, it doesn't touch the roof at all. Then you have more space to lean the bike and you can move it a lot easier. So usually we do like this. We roll the wheel up in the front, push the rear wheel like that, a strap like this. Yeah, that's not going anywhere. And it stands really good like this. So this is a really easy solution. And the thing is, you can actually sleep 2 people with 2 bikes in this van. And most people don't believe me when I say it, but me and Coffee Customs, we did like this. We take the front of the bike, put it all the way here, and then we take another bike and do the same thing here. And then you take straps and attach them to the rear wheel, which is pointing here. Take the straps, attach it to the roof, and then pull the strap so the rear wheel is up in the air. And then you can actually sleep under the bike, 2 people. We've done it a couple of times. It's a little bit of a hassle, but it's really nice to be able to sleep inside of the van, guarding your bikes. And here is a legendary photo of 2 sweaty guys in the Transporter sleeping under the bikes. The fuel consumption of the Transporter is around 7.5 liters per 100 kilometers. The tax is a little bit higher on this vehicle, but it's a really nice van. This was actually the old T5, not the T5.1, so it looked really old. I changed the hood, the grille and the bumper, and I bought a Sportline bumper down here. Now, I know this looks like shit because the paint has fallen off. I'm not the best at doing paint jobs. I'm gonna show you how it can look. But that's it for the Transporter T5. And now it's time for the big one. Whoa! So driving around in this van makes you feel like a total boss. The nice thing about this van, it's so huge, so you have a lot of space. This is all stock. Even though you're tall, you can actually sit here and have some space for your knees. It's not like the Transporter. So this double seat is really nice actually. Me and 2 friends of mine traveled down to Italy with this van and it was no problems at all. It's really nice space. If you are really short, you might be able to sleep here. It's been times where I just grab a pillow and just fall asleep like this for a little while. If you're like waiting at ferries and stuff. So it's really nice to have a wide van where you can like stretch out your legs like this. We have storage here, here, and here. And we have mug holder here. Here's mug holder, mug holder, mug holder. This is really nice. If you have AC on, you can cool down your drink. So you can have a warm drink, put it here, put it on the AC mode in the summer, and it's gonna be cold drinks. Pro tip I got from NTK. It's just a lot of storage here where you can store things. If you look up here, you can store things also exactly like the Volkswagen Caddy. You have it on both sides and a little compartment here. If you look behind here, we actually got some storage so you can have like tools and stuff. So there's a little bit of space behind this seat. This is called the infinity box. We call it the infinity box because we always have infinity amount of stuff in this box. You can keep everything here. This is huge amount of space where you can store your things. It's really nice to have. Moving back here, we have the Pablo Escobar wall. I call it that because when I bought it, it was gunshots coming out of the wall. So I had to wrap it. It's been like that ever since. But don't pay so much attention to details. Look at this. Boom! Do you see all of this space? I can literally stand up in this van and it's so nice to have when you're spending a longer time. Like we were 3 weeks in the Balkans traveling around and it was so nice to have a big van. You can easily live 2 people with 2 bikes in this van. We have some nice stuff like this roof hatch right here. Since we have so much space, it's no problem to throw in a small kitchen or whatever you like. So up here we have some space if you need to store beer or whatever. Always nice to have a little kitchen area like this. Here's a water pump for the water that we fill up here. In this van we have an electrical system so we can use microwave and usually we have a small refrigerator here. Back here we have a box just for pure storage. We also have the electrical system here. So this is where the battery usually is at. But now it's just a mess. Electricity comes from the car's battery, goes into this thing, and then it goes over to the battery that provides electricity to the microwave and the fridge. And it's really nice to have, to sit on. And I built this in 1 hour, I think. So this is really nice. This is an old closet that I just sawed up and screwed together and like, this is nice. We're gonna bring in the bike and I'm gonna show you how easy it is. Now my enduro skills are gonna come in handy because I parked the van, so it's a bit hard to drive it up here. Since it is the big van, I don't think this will be a problem. Hey! So, as you might see, we have a lot of space here, so it's really easy to get the bike in. It's even a little bit better than the Transporter. This is the Finspång modification, so you can make a stop for your bike. We just grab the straps, put it a little bit like this. Conveniently enough, the floor hook that I've attached here broke yesterday, so I had to attach the straps into this box right here. And this is just temporary because I want to show you how I strap my bike so it doesn't move around in the van. And just like that, really easy. And the thing you do is, and then we take the other bike and we put it in reverse. So that way we can have 2 bikes and this storage compartment. Before we had this storage compartment, we had 3 bikes here in the back and we had a Stark Vari on the side here.
Oh my god, guys, look at this. 4 bikes.
I would like to believe you can have 5 bikes in this van if you don't have a kitchen like me. I'm finally gonna talk about the bed. This is my favorite thing about this van. So you can lower a bed like this. And then we do the same thing here in the back. Try to get it somewhat right. To get the bed straight, I use this. It's a spirit level. And then I just place it right here on the frame and I can use it to align the bed so it gets straight. And then we secure the bed, so now it's not moving so much. Otherwise you would be on a roller coaster with these ones swaying around. And here we have it, the luxury bed. We sleep over the bikes, so we are guarding the bikes. It's a black van, so it gets kind of warm up here in the summers. Other than that, it's really nice to sleep out here. And then you have this West Coast view right here. Maybe we should put in the rear light again. Came loose when we were out traveling, we just put duct tape. This is clearly the winner if you want a lot of space and gonna be away for a longer period of time. The Crafter is a big vehicle. If you're going into small and narrow places, you have to look out. A lot of parking spaces don't allow vans this big It's 2.6 meters tall. I went into a tunnel and I heard like a scratch on the roof, like tunnel was like getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and the van was like pressing down, so I was like, oh my god, I have to back this out. And it was like uncompressing. It's a big van, you can't take it everywhere. This is a short, tall model of the Crafter. I can still park on regular parking spaces with this van. The Transporter is 5.3 meters and this is 6 meters. So it's a little bit longer than the Transporter, but it's still alright. But it's actually really fun to drive around a big unit like this. It's really big, heavy and powerful. The downside of this van is that it's the oldest one. It's the first generation 2.5 liter engine. This van revs like crazy. It goes up to 3000 RPM if you are going on 6th gear at 120 kilometers per hour. And it's rear wheel driven too, so let's just say in the winter it goes sideways. The 2.5 liter engine is really thirsty. It consumes over 1.1 liter per 100 kilometers. It's not the cheapest one to drive around. If you want lower fuel economy, I would look at other alternatives than this engine. So that concludes the Volkswagen Crafter. It's a big van, it's luxurious with a lot of space, but it takes more fuel to drive around this bad boy. All of these vans were crazy cheap to buy. They are the older models. I bought them because I thought, now I'm gonna use them until they explode and then I buy something better. They seem to never die. As you might understand, Volkswagen is my favorite brand for vans, but you can always go for other brands like Mercedes, Renault, Peugeot. There's a bunch of vans out there, you just have to do your research. But now it's time for me to reveal the actual cost of these vans. We start off with the legendary Transporter T5 1.9 TDI that I bought in 2021. This is my first van and I bought it for 3,000 euros at 220,000 kilometers. And now it's up on 350,000 kilometers, so really much bang for buck on this van. After the Transporter, I bought this Volkswagen Crafter 2.5 TDI at 140,000 kilometers for 3,200 euro. And now it's up on 190,000 kilometers. Also a really nice van. And the latest of the bunch, we have the Volkswagen Caddy 1.6 TDI, which I bought for 4,200 euros at 150,000 kilometers this summer. I've only used this for half a year, but it's been good to me. It took me around Iceland on a trip I will never forget. I don't know what we're gonna do with this. Maybe I keep it. It's kind of nice to have all three of these vans. So I've had this van for a little bit less than half a year. Been driving it a little bit over 10,000 kilometers. So this is a really nice small van to use. Let's conclude this. We can start off by the Volkswagen Caddy. This is a small van. It's really nice to drive around in tight spaces. You can have 1 or 2 bikes in it, but I wouldn't be able to load 3 bikes. I think it's possible though. It's really cheap to drive around. Overall cost for owning this van is kind of low. If it's just you and a bike, you can do a lot of things with a Volkswagen Caddy Maxi. Here we got the motherfucking legend. This is overall my favorite van in the world. The size of this van, I would say, is the best because you can always travel 2 or 3 people in this van. You can sleep in it with your bikes at worst, or you can just get your bikes out and sleep with a lot of space. So it's really nice to travel around with a Transporter or similar sized vans. The fuel consumption is kind of good. It's still kind of cheap to own this van. It's a little bit more expensive than the Volkswagen Caddy. If you and a friend are about to travel the world and want to get one van to take you everywhere, I would highly recommend the Volkswagen Transporter. Finally, we have the big boy Volkswagen Crafter. I can highly recommend this if you have a little bit higher budget and you want a little bit nicer luxury with big space in the cargo, and you know, you can bring a lot of bikes and have bed in the van and stuff. So this is a really nice luxury vehicle. Of course, you can get one that's not rusted up like this. If you're getting a newer version of this, it's gonna cost you a lot of money. So to buy this is really expensive usually. It's high fuel consumption, it's a little bit higher tax, and you know, overall cost to own this, but it's still a really nice van. So if you really want luxury when you're driving around, I would highly recommend the Volkswagen Crafter. So my final verdict is this: the Volkswagen Transporter is the best all-in-all van to get for Supermoto travels. It's not too big, it has low fuel consumption, and it's a lot of space, so you can travel around 2 people easily. This is my conclusion of these vans. I hope this video really helps you pick out the next van that you're gonna buy. I will make more videos like this, so please tell me in the comments what you want to see next. Goodbye, guys!